Good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me fine. I am having a few difficulties with the setup at the moment. Hello, Portugal. So where is everyone else joining us from this evening? From Discord. Okay, well that's good enough. I do apologise if I wasn't answering anyone before. I am having a few problems with the OBS program. It's not recognising the Twitch chat, so I am having to do this through the browser at the moment. Not gonna go there. Let's just say we've had a few spats between each other on Twitter before. Thank you all for coming tonight. Hope you're all doing well with the lockdown and everything at the moment. You're not all going stir crazy from being stuck in your houses. Let's have a look at. Let's have a quick look at the chats. Venom. Ever thought of including Mephiles on the plot in the future? Sadly, I cannot comment on anything to do with plots or considerations, as I'm not actually I don't actually do any of the writing or planning for that matter. I've purely joined the team as a pencil artist and nothing more. So I'm afraid I can't answer anything in that respect. Yeah. I do apologise if I go a bit quiet from time to time. I do tend to get heavily focused on my work when I get right into it. Don't think that's quite right. There we go. Let's have a Cherry Boomer. How much time do you dedicate to drawing for this comic? I wouldn't say there's a set time or anything. It's more of a case of fitting it in when I'm not working or when I'm not doing other projects or gaming, really. I will sometimes, for example, I've done a page or two recently which I've sat and spent the good part of a whole afternoon on. It just varies from time to time. As for other artists on the team, I honestly can't say myself. Right. Do apologise for music. I do have a thing for vaporwave. We will change the music up just quickly. I did intend originally to bring the music stream over from YouTube, but I seem to have lost the link for that, so we'll have to go into my own albums. Let's just bear me one moment. And let's take a look and see what I've got. Okay, let's play a bit of Mania, shall we? Is the audio levels alright for everyone? Thank you. Master Martin, what got you into the Sonic comics? For me, it was random wanderings in my local brick and mortar bookstore. Oh, you know what? I'm not far off that different. When I was 12, I got a Mega Drive for my birthday, and a few weeks later, I walked into the local shops just down the road from us and saw there was a Sonic comic, Sonic the Comic. That would have been 1996, 1997. And I couldn't believe it even existed. I only just got into Sonic for after getting the Mega Drive. I got the comic and I kept buying it every issue, every 2 weeks, all the way up till its cancellation in around 2000, 2001. Just trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Right, let's see. bit louder on the music, eh? Okay, spare me one moment. Any noticeable difference there? And of course the music fades out just as I turn the volume up. That's good timing. Not too happy with that. Let's delete that. Double check this second. Okay. Are you a perfectionist? Well, I do have a bit of an OCD complex when it comes to my artwork. That I will be honest about. But sometimes I have this habit of drawing poses and positions that look good in my head, but I can never nail them down on paper. And crossed arms is one of the worst. So I've kind of drawn myself into a corner with that one. So if it looks like it's going a bit slow, please bear with me. I am just trying to figure it out. Venom, I would definitely agree with you on that one. Drawing hands is the worst. And just a quick note for anyone wondering, if you are wondering why there's a great big white empty box on the side of the stream window there, that is where the chat was meant to be appearing, but I am having problems with OBS, so hopefully I'll have that fixed for next stream. Favorite character to draw? No, it's not Knuckles actually, but it is one of my. That Knuckles piece there is probably one of my favorites I've ever drawn, but not my favorite. My favorite to draw. Okay, I can get rid of that one. Get rid of the base there. Tablet. It's a XP Pen 15.6 Pro. Not had it a few months, but it's the first tablet I've had for my PC. I used to use a tablet, little portable tablet PC before then. Good to draw on, terrible to colour on. But yeah, I've had this XP Pen tablet for a couple of months, and it's probably the best thing I've ever used for drawing. Absolutely fabulous. Usually get them for about, I think it's $399, unless you wait for a sale and you get about $100 off. Okay, let's have a look here. Let's get another layer up. Hey. Huion Canvas Pro 12. It's not bad for budget, but you do have to be careful with Huion's. For experience, my girlfriend bought one. It was her first one for the PC. And it actually began to overheat to the point that it burnt her hand. So you do have to be careful with Huions. Most of the time they're pretty much okay, but some can have overheating issues. So far from what I've used though, Syntex XP pens never had a problem with overheating. My XP pen gets a little hot sometimes, but not that much, and it's at complete random. It's not from heavy usage or anything. It's just when it seems to need a bit more power at complete random. Now, some of you are probably watching and probably thinking, why are you drawing all these extra parts that are going to get cut off later on? And quite simply, it's just easier to draw the whole thing and delete it later than to draw to where they're supposed to disappear, if you get what I mean, because sometimes you're then having to guess how the lines are supposed to match up when they're unseen. So, for example here, there's going to be a bit of chair and Sally's head in the way here. But in order to get those quills just right, it's easier to just draw the whole quills and then, like this, delete them later on. And that looks a bit wrong. Why is that wrong? And again. As complicated as this panel is, I think most of this stream may be this one panel, but we'll see how we go. The other panels aren't so difficult to get through, well, except maybe the 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe the fourth panel, because it's essentially the first panel all over again. But there is a lot to do in this panel, and if it takes a bit too long, I may just finish that panel later and move on to the others, which are quicker to do. But we'll see how we go. Meantime, I'm just going to take a quick break to grab a drink, and I will be back very shortly. Okay, and we're back. Sorry for the brief pause there. Hope everyone's doing okay so far. So once again, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Let's check the chat quickly, let's see who's with us, and let's give a few quick shout outs, shall we? Let's have a look. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight. We have Bedazzle, Cherry Boomer, Eon Guy 356, Frost Lightning, Invader Turbo Tunis, Katon 4525, Kyber Sniper, if I pronounced that right, Master Martin once again, Rimastino, Rogue Axe, Rotalis 2, Slacks, Virgo Prez, and Wang Liang. Thank you all for joining. And hope you're enjoying the stream so far. I know it may look a little boring looking at just blue pencil on the white paper all the time. Well, I'm Milado, or Migurlo, ladies and gentlemen. It does? Where does it say that? Oh wait, yeah, my username. I lost my own head for a moment there. So before I carry on, and you're all here, I'll probably give a quick introduction. I'm DarkNoise. This is my first project with Archie Sonic Online. I've been a member of the community for going on nearly 2 decades now, and originally started out as an artist for Sonic the Comic Online way back in 2003. Recently left to take some time out and then joined up with this project here. Wanted to do something a bit different, and it gives me more characters to draw. In my spare time, I'm usually just drawing whatever I want or playing video games. I do happen to have a very big love of playing Phantasy Star Online. So that's the brief quick rundown. And yes, I am from the UK. So thank you everyone once again for joining, and let's crack on with this, shall we? I'm just trying to figure out which layer I'm on. I've lost my layers. There we are. Veteran, that would be a very apt description. I feel old enough to be the veteran by now. Anything else I'm a fan of besides Sonic? I like League of Legends. A massive fan of Halo. Like Mass Effect. Fallout, Elder Scrolls. You know, I have a broad range of interests, especially Gundam. I am absolutely mad for Gundam. And once again, Phantasy Star Online. Oh, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Do not underestimate JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Hello there, Slacks. Favorite Gundam timeline? Oh. That... Oh. Oh, that is a tough one. Because, like most people here over in the West, in the UK and America, the first Gundam series we ever actually watched was Gundam Wing, back on Cartoon Network, when it first came out in 2001. It was only a few years after that I actually learned there was more Gundam series, and they were all different timelines. And I've gone through them all. Gundam 00, Gundam Seed, Iron-Blooded Orphans. I would probably say the one I'm most heavily interested in at the moment is Build Fighters, or Build Divers, whichever one you're looking at. Which is weird, because when I first heard the premise that they were going to do that series, I shunned it originally, going, oh my god, they're basically doing Beyblade with Gundams. And then I ended up watching an episode out of pure boredom one day, and I couldn't have laughed and enjoyed it as much as any more than I did. It was just brilliant. It's pure fan service for Gundam fans. Now, G Gundam, that I have watched, and that is arguably one of the strangest, weirdest, completely out there Gundam series that they ever created. Not to mention that it did give us the Sailor Moon Gundam. Well, that was a rather abrupt end to the music. Oh great, now the music's telling me to hurry up. I think I need to change the soundtrack. Bear with us one moment. Let's open soundtrack 2. There we go. Warhammer. Yeah, we know of Warhammer. Not particularly seen much on the high street these days. We used to have a shop here where I live, but that's long since gone. I think it's one of those things that slowly started to die out over the time, but there are a few places you can still play. Okay. Dreaded fingers indeed. Actually, no. Move that again. Yeah, we'll tidy that up a bit later. Let's get rid of that one belief. We'll come back to that bit later on. Okay. So, everyone been managing alright so far? Everyone under lockdown? Hopefully you're not all going stir crazy like I am. I've barely left this small apartment of mine in the past month. Since work closed down. We keep ourselves busy, don't we? We've got the internet these days. We've got television. We've got YouTube. But even with YouTube, there's only so many SCP videos you can continuously watch over and over again before you get bored of them. Nothing wrong with drawing Cherry, keep at it. Slacks, sorry to hear that. I hope it's nothing too serious. Oh, well, we are allowed to go for a walk in the UK, but to be honest, I'd rather not take my chances, especially with the way people are treating it over here. I see people walking around outside, sitting on benches, having chats in the middle of the street like it's an ordinary day. So going for a walk is still quite hazardous when you've got people like that just hanging around like there's nothing wrong. About the most in terms of a walk that I get at the moment is when I go shopping. Because I usually do my shopping at Lidl, and the nearest one around here is a 2-mile walk from here, which I can do in about half hour. So that's about the only exercise I'm getting, which is like once every 2 weeks so far. I'm going to have to start drawing all this furniture in at some point. having to isolate. Sorry, Slacks. I hope it's not too bad. I hope you've still got some people around you to keep you company at least. Oh yes, furniture. Ever so exciting stuff to draw. And also some of the most tedious and annoying. I can't begin to describe how long it's took me. I mean, if we just zoom out here, just have a look. You can see the initial baseline sketch underneath all this faded out. You have no idea how long it took me just to draw that couch and those chairs and get them positioned right when you've got all that perspective. It is a nightmare. I hate hands and I hate furniture. But I hate hands more. We're just going to... I think we've had enough looking at Knuckles, so we're just going to swap the image out quickly. There we go. That'll do. So, during all this lockdown town, anybody want to... Oh, hello. Oh, wind attack. Sorry, mate. I didn't even see you in the chat list there. Thanks for joining us. I didn't realise you were with us. No, don't worry about the script, mate. It's not that much trouble. It happens with any script you do. There's always going to be things that are hard to draw. Don't worry, mate. Believe me, the script is fine. I love the script. There are just some pages here and there that, for an artist, is always going to be a challenge. It happens. Thankfully, I'm not a Marvel artist, because you've seen half the stuff they have to draw, and it's insane, so... So don't worry about it, mate. You did good with the script. Cherry, thank you. And that'll answer the earlier question that someone asked. Knuckles is not my favourite to draw, but Mina is. Right. And I do apologise now. I am going to start drawing Sally, which I'm not too used to. I can draw, I'm just not used to it. I just need to check a few things here. Bear with me one moment. Make sure I've got my references up. Because I don't want to screw anything up, you know. But Cherry, alas, I'm just the artist, okay? We leave all the script writing to the likes of Sonic Wind Attack there. Okay. Just have to bear me one moment, I do apologise. Just checking my references, I don't want to screw this up. Okay. There was one little detail I was unsure of, but that's just sorted me out. That's fine. Okay, let's carry on. Ugly Sonic. Yes, we are sketching. Well, sketching. We're doing the pencils for 251 at the moment. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I have to make some adjustments here. Okay, then, speaking of music, what is everyone's favourite soundtracks? Sonic soundtracks. Sonic soundtracks only. Go. Sonic Adventure, Sonic CD. Good choices so far. Anyone else? Favourite Sonic soundtrack? I have to resize that a bit. Okay, there is one thing I have there is one thing I do have difficulty with other than hands. Bloody female bodies. It's always hit and miss. Sometimes I get spot on, other times it goes horribly wrong. So, here we go. Although recently I have been learning some newer ways of doing this. That's not right. Oh. Have to bear me one moment, folks. Okay, sorry for the interruption there. I just had to answer a few quick messages. My girlfriend's just gone to bed, and she's in Spain, so she's an hour ahead of me. It's already past 1 o'clock there, so she's just headed off to bed. So sorry for the interruption. We're going to get back to it now. I've lost my reference sheet. Where's it gone? There it is. My favourite soundtrack is going to be a tough one. Favourite Sonic soundtrack? Let's see. Favourite Sonic soundtrack? I've got too many to count. If there's a Sonic soundtrack that exists, I probably have it on my computer. Including one that most people won't have heard of, which is the Sonic Adventure remix, and that has some weird remixes in it, I'll tell you now. Let me think. You know what? At this moment in time, my favourite Sonic soundtrack is a dead tie between Sonic Adventure and this is probably going to be controversial, Sonic Forces. Oh, I'm probably Sonic Mania. You know what? I've broken the subject now. I can't even decide between 3 different soundtracks. Forget it. I've ruined everything. Let's have a look at the chat. Caton, thank you very much. And welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Don't be fooled. I just have weird ways of drawing. Sometimes I can completely freestyle it. Sometimes I have to lay down blocks and guides, and it's a nightmare. Lost my references again. I keep hiding them. There it is. This is all going to need a load of adjusting later.
Okay.
So what is the time zone for everyone else at the moment? Hello there, Alchemist Kingroy. Welcome to the stream. Fura Mustang. Ah, so we have an FMA fan. Can't beat some good old FMA. 143? I take it you're in the European continent then, Frost Lightning. Yeah, I figured as much. Oh shit. 251 indeed, yes. Yes, I do apologise. Something with the OBS that we use to stream isn't working with Twitch correctly. I think it's the way I've got it set up. So it's not actually displaying the stream name correctly. And it's not displaying the chat in the stream window that I have set up there. So hopefully I'll have that all sorted out for the next next stream. I do know how to fix it as far as I'm aware. I think Sally's looking okay. Slight adjustment there. Ah, that's a bit better. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to merge that down. This is always the difficult thing when you're drawing anything with characters sat on furniture. It's always trying to well, it's get their position right so it looks like they're actually sat in the furniture, you know what I mean? Make sure their knees are in the right places and all that. I think we can get away with that though. So let's just quickly tidy this up. Get it looking a bit cleaner. That's better. Then we'll just get rid of that there. Like that. Oh yes, I know of Ruby very well. To be honest, I've never really watched much past the first episode. I was a big fan of Monty Oom's work, especially on Red vs. Blue. The stuff he did with Red vs. Blue was amazing, and it was very sad when he sadly passed away. I don't think the animation work at Rooster Teeth, with things like choreographed fight scenes and everything, like in Red vs. Blue, hasn't been the same since without him, and you can tell the way Monty used to do things. Everything was fast, exaggerated, and fluid. And since losing him, you look at the CGI what they do now, and it feels very stiff and stationary. There doesn't seem to be very much movement when they are having a fight. It was a shame to lose Monty. He did some great work, but yeah, I know what you mean with Ruby, and to be quite honest with what you're saying about the character models just floating, it's not surprising. The animation has been on and off for a long while. And my soundtrack has just ended. Right, let's pick another soundtrack, shall we? Let's have a look. Right, well, we've got a few people here saying they like Sonic Forces, so let's stick some Sonic Forces on, shall we? Rooster Teeth is on its last legs, but not because of the work they're producing, to be honest. Red vs. Blue, despite the CGI work not being quite the same, Red vs. Blue is still brilliant. It's hilarious. I've been watching it since the beginning, 16, 17 years ago. I have met Jeff and Gus and that lot. They're all fantastically fun. Quick funny story, actually. My girlfriend is Spanish, and she wanted to know why Lopez doesn't speak Spanish. Because here's the thing, even though Lopez is meant to be speaking Spanish, apparently it's not actually correct. So when we met Jeff and Gus at a convention once, my girlfriend asked them flat out, why isn't he speaking Spanish? And it turns out it's an inside joke. They do all the translations for the script for Lopez through Google Translator. And that's the joke. None of them know how to speak Spanish. They just translate it, and it's meant to be bad on purpose. So there you go. A little bit of a inside joke from Rooster Teeth there. Another bit of trivia. Did you know Joel, aka Caboose, was in Friends? I have to admit, I'm not entirely a big fan of Fist Bump, but it's kind of grown on me. I like Infinite way better. And fun fact, Infinite is voiced by Yasuo from League of Legends. I've not heard that rumour myself, and to be honest, I wouldn't put too much stock in it. The problem is, at the moment, you've heard Evan Stanley is taking charge of the main script temporarily. It's an on-off thing, they're rotating scripts. Evan Stanley will do one story arc, Ian will do another story arc. This is because Ian is currently doing the script for a mini-series called Villains. So the rumour of having Ian writing for the game seems a bit far-fetched because he obviously hasn't got the time to be writing Villains as the mini-series and the main comic if they're having to bring someone else in to cover him. So I really wouldn't put much stock in him writing the next game or anything. But if it happens, it happens. I do apologise I keep stopping. Every time when I start to get into a bit of a rant or a talk or anything, I start waving my hands around even though there's no one here. No one can see me, but I'm waving my hands around anyway while I'm talking. And this is the best soundtrack of the game. I don't want to hear any arguments. No one disagrees with me. Infinite is the best soundtrack of the bloody game. For more. That's mine, and so much more. And you know, come again. What left to carry on? the really funny thing is, I didn't actually know Yasuo from League of Legends voiced Infinite until... if anyone's played League of Legends, there's a mode called Aram. And I was playing Aram, and I ended up playing the Yasuo, unfortunately, because it was a random pick. And the whole time I'm listening to his dialogue, and I'm thinking, I know that voice. He sounds so much like Infinite. And out of curiosity, I went and looked it up, and I just couldn't believe it was actually him when I saw the credit. But you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised how many voice actors from Sonic are involved in so many other things. Knuckles, for example, Travis Willingham, also does the voice for Spartan Fred in Halo. Or, you know what, I forget the name. He's one of the foretellers in Kingdom Hearts as well, but I forget the name of the one. He's the oh dear. Does he do Roy he does voice Roy Mustang as well, doesn't he? His wife, Laura Bailey, has voiced Blaze the Cat. And she was the original voice for Akali in League of Legends until they did the rework and they removed her. So. Okay, let's have a fun game here for everyone who's watching. If we were to have Archie characters within the video games, who would you choose to voice them? When we talk about characters, well, Mighty and Ray as well, yeah, I suppose Mighty and Ray count. So, Mighty and Ray, Archie characters, anyone who appears in Archie, if they appear in a video game, who would you have voice them? Don't worry, I can't type any day of the week, to be honest. My typing is ridiculous sometimes. Oh, I nearly missed that detail, didn't I? There we go. Oh, no, wrong function. There we go. No, the strange thing is, reading the comics growing up, I never really had a voice for Sonic in my head. Not reading the comics, anyway. The TV show, obviously, there was Jaleel White, and as a kid, you didn't really care too much about the voices. But as I became a teenager and grew up and going to college, voices started to matter more. So when Sonic Adventure came out, I thought, okay, the voices are great. But again, as the years went on, I started to realise that the voices maybe have been okay, but the voice acting was anything but great. But quite frankly, quite bluntly, I would say Roger Craig has been my all-time favourite so far. I couldn't have picked anyone better. From the moment he took on the role of Sonic, he just nailed it. Personality, voice, it was brilliant. That being said, Ben Schwartz in the Sonic movie did a fantastic job too, and if he ended up taking over someday, I wouldn't mind that either. Ooh, Griffin. Jason Griffin. It's a tough one for me. Not particularly, to be honest. And I think a lot of that may have been may have been diluted down from Sonic X. I'll give just a heads up, bit of context. As you learnt earlier, I'm a veteran in the community. That goes as far back as when Sonic X first came out. I was originally the admin, webmaster, website designer, and content creator for an old website you may or not heard of, known as sonicanime.net. I was responsible for all the episode guides, all the information, and very cringily, I'm afraid to say, the whole Saga tagline is my fault, because that's what I used to use on the website, and then the TV guides and everything looking for information used to find it on the website and print it. In any case, Sonic X was obviously a massive thing in my life back in college when I was doing that website. I watched the entire show in Japanese. I loved the show in Japanese. But when it got dubbed, I found it unbearable to watch. Bear in mind that 4Kids have a nasty history of terrible dubbing. Mike Pollock, fantastic. He was amazing. But the editing on the show and the voices just drove me nuts. Even more so with the final series, because the final ever episode, when you watch it in Japanese, is probably one of the best episodes they ever made. And when you watch it dubbed, they turned it into a crappy ass clip show. And it was ruined. So, unfortunately, I'm not a fan of the likes of Jason Griffith, I'm afraid. As you can probably imagine, I am a massive... as you can imagine, I'm a massive fan of Sonic X. What's really annoying is... I used to be the one who got hold of the Raws and distributed the episodes every week back when it was being shown on TV in Japan back then, in 2003, 2004. And back then we didn't have really fancy coding, we only had like Real Media, which is long extinct now. And it used to be a bit balance of condensing the episodes down to 40 megabytes. Before broadband existed, 40 megabytes was still a massive load to download. But even worse is we didn't have communities doing subtitles. So when we watched Sonic X, it was all completely blank. No subtitles or anything. We were just watching it in Japanese. What's annoying is, after all these years, I was cleaning out some files on my hard drive last week and I found a folder with a copy of all the episodes of Sonic X in Japanese from the Japanese DVDs. Imagine to my utter annoyance when I found out that every single file is subtitled. And the only reason I didn't know is because the subtitles is turned off by default. So now I've got to go and rewatch the entire series in Japanese with the subtitles, all 70 odd episodes. It's only taken, nearly 17 years to get round to watching it subtitled. Another one I'm not too used to drawing. Oh, that wasn't meant to happen. There we go. Okie dokie. I don't think I need another layer. I can get away with that, I think. No, I want to make that longer, I think. There we go. Say what you will about Sonic Forces and its soundtrack. I think it's an amazing soundtrack, and I know most people don't really prefer it, but I think this particular track is absolutely beautiful. One of the best pieces I've heard in a few years. Because let's face it, not everything has to be hip hop, pop, jazz, rock, or anything to be a good song. I'm having a bit of a problem with that. So, what's everyone been up to during the lockdown, quarantines and everything? Keeping yourselves busy, playing some games and everything? Grubhub. I'm not sure I know what that is. Aye, that I am. Good old Englishman through and through, with a little bit of Scotsman in me. Oh right, so it's a food, so it's a takeaway app, so similar to what we've got in Europe. We've got Just Eat. Well, I would be eating fast food if it wasn't for money saving. Well, I say money saving. I I was a little bit naughty, spent a little bit of money on this microphone that I'm talking to you through now. I got it refurbished, dirt cheap, and I've been after one for a while. And is it sounding okay? Has the audio been alright? I'm assuming it has been. I've not heard any complaints so far. Otherwise, I'd have been ordering good to know. Thank you for that. Otherwise, I'd have been ordering takeaway. I do like my chicken fried rice and the chicken balls. We're gonna find another soundtrack to put on here. Going through these soundtracks pretty quickly tonight. How about we switch on some T-Lopes, shall we? Good evening, Captain Jotaro. Yare yare desu. No, I'm not feeling it. I'm gonna swap soundtracks. What else have we got? I really wanted to play the Sonic Sounds stream from YouTube, but I've lost the URL and it's disappeared from what I can tell. What other soundtracks can I play? You know what? I think that's one of the very few soundtracks I don't have. What I do have... I do have the True Blue soundtrack. Oh, actually, no. Hold on. I've just had a fantastic idea. Bear me one moment. Let's see if it'll let me log in. That's what I was looking for. Is it still in my library? Yes, it is. Awesome. Okay, you have to bear me one moment. I'm going to have to try and guess the audio on this one. How's that? Is the volume level okay? Slightly louder. You've got it. How's that? Follow me. Set me free. Louder. So I have still got it saved on my YouTube chat. I did see a video set to private, so that might have been it. Right, let's turn this up a bit more. There we go. We've gone up a full decibel. How's that? Perfect. Alright, let's get cracking. Oh, cracking. Follow me. Set me free. Yeah, again, I do apologise that the stream titles and everything aren't coming up correctly. I have had a few problems with the streaming program, so I will sort it out for next time. It's what tablet I use? It's an XP. It's an XP Pen 15.6 Pro. Probably one of the best tablets I have ever used. It's a brilliant alternative to the Syntex. It's cheap. You can get it for about $300 to $400 dollars, depending on whether it's on sale or not. It's a good screen size. It's got no parallaxing. There's no gap between the surface and the screen, so there's no parallaxing. And it's got one of the highest color ranges of any tablet I've come across, so you get pretty much perfect color. And I have not had a single bit of, I've not had one problem with it. It has been, I've only had it like going on 4 or 5 months, and it's an absolutely fantastic tablet to draw with. Okay. How many versions of Knuckles' theme does get recognition? Right. Okie dokie. Okay, file saved. Okay, that's all good. I think we'll get onto the furniture later. Let's move down onto this panel. Let's see what we can do with this one quickly. I've made that bit too big, haven't I?
Thanks for listening to Spotify.
Wow.
No, really. You could have listened to the radio. You could have spun some vinyl. You could have played a cassette tape. You could have listened to an 8-track tape. If you knew what an 8...
Boring. Sorry about that. I wish I could get this CD.
What's even better than having millions?
Skip all that. I think we need to find another album. Oh, this will do. I've got True Blue. That'll do. That'll keep us going for a little while longer. Don't know how much longer I'll be going though. We're approaching 3 hours now. It's 2 AM here in the UK. So I think we'll just try and finish this little panel up here as quick as we can. You can all have some angry skunk boy instead. I think we're probably going to leave it at that for tonight. Still a lot of work to do, and I've got a lot of corrections to make on it at some point. Still taking a lot longer than I expected, but it happens. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff I'm looking at here that I want to try and correct at some point. A few bits and pieces here and there I'm not happy with, but oh well. Anywho's, oh dear, it's getting quite late now. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you all for joining us. It's been a fun evening. It's been great getting a chance to talk to you all. I hope you've had fun and have a nice little sneak peek at what's coming up. Hopefully I'll be streaming some more pages again very soon. I'll probably be doing a personal stream of mine on my own Twitch channel tomorrow night. Probably do some Sonic and some League or something. In the meantime, make sure you check out the website, because I believe the latest issue of Sonic Universe is up. If you want to keep track of any of my own artwork, my social media links are there for you below at Twitter and DeviantArt on the screen for you, so be sure to check them out. Hopefully I'll be here to stream for you again in future, and yeah, if I do stream on my personal channel tomorrow, check my Twitter. It'll probably tell you on there. So hopefully I'll see you all again soon. But once again, thanks for coming along, folks. It's been great having you here. It's been a good long stream. Had lots of fun. So take care for now. Everyone have a good evening. And we'll see you again very soon.